Hansel and Gretel Fairy Tale. Once upon a time, at the edge of a great dark forest, there lived a poor woodcutter with his wife and his two children, Hansel and Gretel. Times were hard and hunger was heavy in their little house. One night, the wife whispered a cruel plan to leave the children in the woods so that they would no longer be a burden. Was that Hansel and Gretel lay awake, listening in silence. I'll find a way. That night, when the moonlight shone bright, Hansel crept outside and filled his pockets with shining pebbles. In the morning, their mother handed them scraps of bread and led them deep into the forest. As they walked, Hansel turned again and again, secretly dropping pebbles along the path. At night, when the parents were gone and the fire burned out, Hansel took Gretel's hand. The pebbles glittered like silver coins, guiding them safely home by dawn. But soon, hunger returned, and the cruel plan was made again. This time Hansel had no pebbles. He crumbled his bread instead, leaving crumbs behind. Yet when the moon rose, the trail was gone, eaten by birds. Lost and weary, the children wandered through the endless forest, starving, until they saw a little white bird. Singing sweetly, it led them to a clearing. There stood a house like no other, walls of bread, a roof of cake, and windows of sugar. Hungry and amazed, Hansel and Gretel began to nibble. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and an old woman appeared. She seemed kind, but her red eyes glowed, for she was a wicked witch. The witch seized Hansel, locking him in a cage. Gretel she forced to cook, planning to fatten the boy and eat him. Every day, Hansel tricked her with a thin bone, and every day she grew more impatient. At last she cried, "Tomorrow, whether he is fat or thin, I shall feast." The next morning, she ordered Gretel to check the oven fire. But clever Gretel pretended not to understand. The witch bent forward to show her, and in that instant, Gretel pushed her inside and slammed the door. The witch howled, the fire roared, and she was gone forever. Overjoyed, Gretel ran to free her brother. Hansel leapt from the cage, and the children embraced, laughing with tears of relief. In the witch's house, they found chests filled with pearls and jewels, treasures beyond imagining. Filling their pockets and aprons, they set out once more. A gentle white duck carried them across a wide river, and soon the forest grew familiar. At last, they saw their father's cottage. The cruel stepmother was dead, and when Hansel and Gretel spilled the gems across the table, poverty and sorrow vanished forever. And so Hansel and Gretel lived happily with their father.